Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, where we get to the third of the first tier of worlds, because that's just how the game works. Yes, the Enchanted Dominion. AKA Sleeping Beauty, AKA it's Princess Aurora, not Sleeping Beauty the princess, you dumb lumps.
Still no sign of Terra. Huh.
Stop! You get away from her!
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I've never seen anyone so beautiful.
Who are you?
I'm Ventus. But you can call me Ven.
Oh, you don't seem bad, dear. I'm certain you have a pure heart, just like our precious Aurora.
Can you tell me why she's sleeping?
Long ago, Maleficent cursed her. Now she's stolen her heart.
Well then, why don't I go get it back for her?
That's impossible, dear. Maleficent's home is at the Forbidden Mountain. It's not safe.
I'm not afraid. We can't just leave Aurora like this. I can help. You gotta believe me. Come on, let's go get her heart.
You know, you're absolutely right. The Forbidden Mountain is through the forest. Come along, follow us. After all, we wouldn't want you to get lost.
Oh, you better be careful, young man. Here, take me kindly court, a wooden sword, and some food for your journey across this medieval land, in the Enchanted Dominion, Miladio. Yeah. Actually, you know what? One of the words I'm surprised they didn't pick, given the sort of theming they're going with, and, it's not running entirely throughout Birth by Sleep, but considering the fact that this is meant to be set in the past, well, okay, not during the past, as in, like, you know, Union Cross, Missing Link and all that kind of stuff, or even the EraQuest Xehanort time when they were training to be Keyblade Masters, but the past kind of thing. Whatever, the point is that I'm trying to bring up is that, yeah, what Birth by Sleep seems to be trying to evoke is a more traditional Disney/Final Fantasy-esque kind of tone about it. Something the series hasn't really had since, arguably, Kingdom Hearts 1 to some degree, but yeah, that does seem to be a bit of a running theme. As we travel to this world specifically, we begin to get more of an idea as to, well, the origins of a few things. And I don't bring up Kingdom Hearts 1 idly either, because in this case, yeah, it's also in this world with Aurora and her arch-nemesis Maleficent, where we begin to see the origins of the plan, and basically, while we won't be learning this until Terra's story, yeah, basically Xehanort started the whole Maleficent hunting for the princesses only for Ansem to betray her. Again, Xehanort seems to be a bit of a crafty bastard, the old bugger, and, I don't know, while it isn't made explicitly clear, this is made as something of a backup plan, or at least if Dream Drop Distance is to be believed, so yeah, seems like he had the whole Princesses of Heart thing to be sort of a backup plan. What his plan is in this game, well, we might just see, but, yeah, I had a tangent that I was going to be talking about beforehand, but then I forgot it. Thank Nominate. Anyway, apart from more command melding, yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of that throughout these parts, but that's primarily because, A, I want to show off all the abilities that I can, and, 2, well, again, just giving you an idea of what command melding does. By the way, we have different shot locks now. Again, you can pick up shot locks all throughout the game, or you can, again, if you really want to, you can command meld for them, but the chances of melding commands can actually be rare, which is another bullshit thing about the command melding system. Particularly in the case of getting shot locks such as, you know, Bio Barrage or stuff like that. Yeah, there's usually a chance where you can meld ingredients, and there is a chance that you can get a rare command. But the thing of it is, sometimes they only have a chance of, you know, either 10%, 20%, 30%, or, you know, a whopping 5% to get some of these commands, like Bio Barrage. I think Ventus is the only one who actually unlocks it throughout the game. Everybody else, they just have to either command meld for it, or unlock it by the Mirage Arena, which takes a shitload of metal grinding, and by God, we'll get to that in a second, and that's also one of the more bullshitty things about Birth by Sleep's command melding system. It's not again, it's not a 100% kind of thing, it's mainly just more of like, 80% of the command melding system is at least decent if you know what you're doing, and then there's that 20% that's a little bit, how you say, bullshit. Because again, like, I mean, apart from, you know, having to, you know, desperately map out what abilities get you the passive abilities that you can get to keep once you level up your commands, but there's also, again, the idea of a rare command. And again, like, I don't know if I showed this off, but I mean, in this, it won't be until either Aqua or Terra Story, actually, but yeah, on the chance that you are actively grinding for a rare command, you won't fucking get it. On the off chance that you don't want a rare command, I end up getting it all the fucking time, which is why I tried to get Aqua's Stop Barrier, but I wound up getting fucking Time Splicer! But you'll see that in a little bit. By the way, those glowing crown pieces that were initially puzzle pieces in Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, in this game they represent stickers. Why? I have no fucking clue, but basically the whole sticker mechanic, and again, you probably have seen this as I've been waffling on, is that basically there's a sticker album. Place the stickers in the correct places in the sticker album, and you are rewarded with points that you can eventually use to get a threshold in which you'll gain items. In the case of Ventus, you get stuff like, you know, Salvation, Rhythm Mixer, stuff like that. I won't be getting all the stickers until Terra Story to at least completely show it off, but even in that case I don't get the Rhythm Mixer command style, and I didn't really bother to show it off because by that point I'd already grinded a shitload in the Mirage Arena, I'd already gotten Terra's ultimate shotlock, and by that point I was just like, you know what, fuck this, I want to move on to different games, and then I started playing Medieval Resurrection, which I've actually been rather enjoying despite the framerate drops like fucking crazy, and the fucking bullshit minigames in that game, Jesus Christ. And yes, Medieval is Kingdom Heartsian in a sense, because this is medieval, or at least so I assume, so yeah. Daniel Fortescue summon Ho! Or at least a Sir Isaac Fortescue summon to talk about all the trivia that he'll likely bring up before I do. And I know he will in the comments section because he likes Birth by Sleep. Speaking of which though, dude, I hope you are enjoying the commentary thus far. Again, I've been bitching a lot, but you know what, I'll try my best to be fair. It's just a shame this game has a lot of irritatingness, but not Cinderella's D-Link, which is actually rather nice. You actually get some of her own unique stuff, like, again, Wish Shot. Again, it's basically similar stuff to, you know, Wish Shot's basically her Faraga, Wishing Surge is basically, you know, Barrier Surge that Aqua would usually get. And again, it's pretty sweet stuff. And even her finisher, as I'm going to be showing off in a little bit, is actually pretty snazzy. It kind of reminds me of a similar vein to the Final Fantasy X Overdrives, particularly with, I think Titus's one, but yeah, pretty good. Hit the X button in time with the carriage, and by God, Ventus is the prettiest princess that ever walked this fair bridge. Also, if I could talk about the theme song of Enchanted Dominion, it sounds like the opening theme song to like a fucking soap opera. It's like, yes, sad days in a happy location. This is the lives of people living in, I don't know, fucking Home and Away, Neighbours, Crossroads, Coronation Street, fucking whatever. I don't know any soap operas, leave me alone. But yeah, now I finally remember what the tangent I was talking about earlier, is in terms of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep being a bit more of a return to, you know, traditional Disney, as opposed to, you know, the very anime-esque inspired, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2 and 358 over 2 days. And I do think it was a rather intentional tone, because both Coded and Birth by Sleep do seem to err more on the Disney side as opposed to, you know, the anime-esque Final Fantasy stuff. Well, I mean, Days wasn't really Final Fantasy per se, but it did eke along a lot of the lines of, you know, the, you know, teenagers interacting, becoming friends, and, you know, a lot of the more anime theatrics that you typically see in the 2000s era Square Enix games, but I don't know. Birth by Sleep tries to return to that tone, and it does somewhat succeed. It's primarily more in the early game. I mean, you do get some Renaissance-era Disney stuff, you know, with Lilo and Stitch a bit later on in the game, Hercules, obviously. But yeah, a lot of the picks for this game tend to be some of the older Disney fare. Again, we've had Cinderella, Snow White, obviously, you know, Sleeping Beauty. One pick that I'm actually quite surprised didn't make it in, although, then again, given its obscure popularity, given its rather obscurity in the time it came out, I guess I can sort of understand, but yeah, I'm surprised the Black Cauldron never made it in. And for those of you wondering, the Black Cauldron was a Disney movie made when, well, Disney wasn't really doing too hot. But again, the more I thought about it, the more I felt like it would have been a really fitting world for Kingdom Hearts, and something that, especially given, you know, the whole struggle between, you know, darkness and the uncertainty of the characters, it would have been a nice fit for Birth by Sleep, but I don't know, they never found out. Sad people in a happy location. It's mesmerizing. But yes. Anyway, more fighting, more violence, and yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Maybe some handy-dandy tangents will kill some time while we use Magnet. One of my more favourite abilities in the game, and it's quite lovely. Let's see. None of this is really relevant at this point. Oh. I have nothing for the time being. This is going to be a bit of a pitch. Well, I mean, I suppose I could bring up some of the more overstated trivia, but we don't quite have time for that. And it's time to see how we can get past that flaming pillar, which I mean... Yeah, it's a good thing nobody invented air travel in this dimension, otherwise Maleficent would be screwed.
Looks like we're stuck.
This must be Maleficent's doing.
I know. Shall we?
Yep.
Yes. Sad people in a happy location. But anyway, as we trek across this... very distended-looking causeway... I don't know, I thought I had something, I have nothing really. Well, I suppose I might as well bring up overstated Birth by Sleep trivia just to get it out of the way. But yeah, unfinished assets of a Jungle Book world can be found in Birth by Sleep's data. I'm assuming the PSP one, I'm not too sure if they had it for Final Mix, but probably not. Anyway, it's basically King Louis's throne room, and you can find actual screenshots of this. But it was actually cut because of likeness rights with King Louis being a parody of, you know, Louis Prima. So, yeah, kind of in a similar manner to a lot of things that Disney can't use in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it's kind of a case of likeness rights, which... It does kind of make me wonder, actually, like, I mean, is it just because of Louis Prima, or is it also because of, like, some other characters? Because I know, I mean, I haven't seen the Jungle Book, obviously, but there is actually a case where, like, at the point Crows, I think it was, like, they had, like, a parody of the Beatles as, like, vultures or something. It was like, oh, I'm Oakley, I'm fucking Ringo, mate. And they took the time to reply to me to do a British accent, fucking whatever. So, yeah, how exactly transformative does it need to be in order to, like... not have likeness rights, or did he lend his voice? I don't know, questions that might be answered if I watch the movie, but, yeah. A bit of an odd thing, actually, because, I mean, like, not just in Birth by Sleep, they tried to get the Jungle Book in Kingdom Hearts for years, actually, and, since Kingdom Hearts 1, actually, and they never managed to do it, and given the fact that, you know, a lot of the Disney adaptations in Kingdom Hearts seem to be more of the Pixar variety now, I don't know if we'll ever truly see it. I mean, the only world speculation we have in Kingdom Hearts 4 is Donald and Goofy visiting, you know, the Hercules world again, but that's kind of all we have. It mainly just seems to be Quadratum and inklings of a Star Wars world. Apart from that, we know very little about what Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to contain in terms of, you know, world content. If there even is a world, is Quadratum the only world, or is there going to be more? I mean, I'd presume by the fact that we have, you know, Star Wars and the like, we probably do travel to different worlds. I don't know, like, it's really curious as to how Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to turn out, and we haven't had any new info on it for quite some time. Shame, really. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to have all the worlds be one-parters akin to, you know, Cinderella's very smelly world. So instead, just sort of kind of dividing them up. The parts might be kind of a bit lopsided, you know, some parts will be long and some parts will be short, but it's the only way I can really seem to, I don't know, end the parts adequately on a dramatic note, but not have them, like, you know, awkwardly end like, oh, look, a 45-minute part that you're probably exhausted from watching, bye. Or, you know, having like, okay, here's a 5-minute part, see ya. I don't know. It probably does kind of bring mention to how the structure of the game is a little bit weird, but I mean, not something that you really see when you're playing, it's just more so when you're commentating. But that's neither here nor there in this case, so on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and next time on the Birth by Sleep commentary, well, more adventures of Ventus and 3 good fairies. Catch you next time.
Careful, they're Maleficents.
Well, they ain't guarding nothing. Attention! No sleeping on the job.